So starting off with the severe weather outlook for today, we have a level 3 out of 5 on the severe weather scale. That is an enhanced risk for all of southwest Arkansas. The main threats with this today are going to be very large hail and damaging wind gusts. We could have some very strong wind gusts and some very large hail. The tornado threat's on the lower side. It's still there, but it's on the lower side. It's not a super big threat, but it will be on the low side. We got to monitor that closely. Real quickly, though, let's take a look at what's ongoing across the region as of 10:30. And so far, we've not had much. We've had some maybe returns on radar, maybe someone showing some showers or some rain ongoing across portions of the area. There is a severe thunderstorm watch across northern portions of Arkansas, and there's some severe warnings going up there. We do have really the first little storm that we're going to watch. This necessarily will try to make its way towards us, but we're going to have more development later this afternoon. Yesterday we didn't get much of anything. We really didn't get anything down here in southwest Arkansas. The cap held, and that kept us from really seeing anything, which is a good thing. That pretty much allowed us to have a just hot and humid day yesterday, and we still have a lot of instability in place today for that chance severe weather today. And that's really today's a different story. I do think we see storms that develop. I think they're going to be more widespread. So unlike yesterday where you may only have one or two, a lot of areas will receive rain today, and much needed rainfall and some severe weather. Now, not everybody is going to see severe weather. That's, there's a chance that some will and some won't, but rainfall and some storms will be likely. This storm's moving off towards the east at about 60 miles an hour off, now 50 miles an hour back off in the Durant, Oklahoma area. But that's really what we're going to be watching for, some more development later this afternoon. So when we pull up future models, remember, models are not perfect. They're just one of the many pieces to building a puzzle of forecasting. If you look at this, as of 10:30, this storm is just a little behind, and it's picking up on more development already ongoing. So far, we've kind of seen some showers, but not a whole lot. So remember, model data is not perfect. It's always wrong somewhere. Use this to get the general idea, not necessarily the specifics. But the general idea is, as we head towards the lunch, more storms, this is 12 p.m., will begin to develop across southwest Arkansas. You can see that here. Here's 2 p.m. through this afternoon. Widespread thunderstorms, some showers, some heavy rainfall, large hail, damaging wind threat, and a small tornado threat will be possible. Overall, this doesn't look like a tornado setup due to the just more widespread nature of these storms. I do think this is going to be more so damaging wind, large hail threat. You got to watch that tornado threat closely. There may be, still doesn't mean we could see maybe one or two, but the main threat's going to be large hail and damaging wind gusts. But those storms will continue through this afternoon. Here's 4 p.m. And then they really start to try to form into a cluster or a line later tonight. Now, this is 8 p.m. This is latest model data is showing across southern Arkansas before we are done with that, and some rain will be possible overnight. But after that, conditions look to improve for Wednesday. Here's another earlier model run, the 12Z HRRR. This shows you those storms a little more widespread, which this could still be the general idea, with numerous scattered thunderstorms and probably storms forming into a cluster or a line. And when this occurs, it usually works up that instability that's there very quickly. So that will, you're not able to get a storm off by itself, and it can't really. And when you do have a storm that can form off by itself, it can really tap into the atmosphere around it and use that energy to kind of continue to grow stronger and have that potential, have that better tornado potential in the right conditions. Today, more widespread nature, so these storms may not be able to really max out on that capability if they're more widespread and numerous, because you got so many storms trying to work in the same atmosphere, same general area. While we have a lot of that storm fuel, once these storms form, that storm fuel is going to go away real quickly, and you can see those scattered thunderstorms, very large hail, and damaging wind threat, and that tornado threat, or small tornado threat, very low end tornado threat, will be there as well. By late this evening, those storms are done. Some showers will be possible, and then as we go into Wednesday, we could have some rainfall, some light showers, but the severe threat is across southern portions, Louisiana, south of us, and we could see some rain and some thunderstorms. But I think the severe threat remains south of us on the Wednesday time frame. So some showers will be possible tomorrow, but after we get through today, conditions do look to improve as we head into the second half of the week. But once again, do expect a watch to be issued here soon or here shortly. If we take a look at the latest mesoscale discussion, this is talking about the possibility of a watch probably coming here soon for most of southwest Arkansas. There's still some questions if it's a severe thunderstorm watch, tornado watch, we'll see. Either way, it'll probably be an extension for these storms here sometime later this afternoon or late this morning into this afternoon. But we got a couple more hours before storms could possibly form should begin forming later this afternoon or later this. I'm used to saying this afternoon, but later this morning into this afternoon across the region. So expect the possibility. Just stay aware through this afternoon, like I said, and into the early evening hours. Make sure you have multiple ways to receive warnings and be prepared, not scared, as always, and have multiple ways to receive those weather alerts like we just said, and have that multiple sources of coverage. As always, I'm going to recommend the Arkansas Weather Network app as they have a lot of good alerts and good information there in that app. And they'll also, for if you're not in southwest Arkansas or you have family outside of southwest Arkansas, you may want to be able to watch other coverage outside of this region. Arkansas Weather Network is another good source. Arkansas Weather Watchers. Arkansas has so many great meteorologists in the state, so there's many great sources that you can't really go wrong with across the region. So just make sure you have multiple ways to receive that information and multiple sources, just in case for, if I lose power or something happens and I'm not able to go live, you still have those ways to receive alerts and notifications and all that fun stuff. And as always, we'll be here for you. We'll be here as long as we can and as we're able to. If there's any life-threatening severe weather, we'll be here talking to you through this like we're doing right here. And if there's not, we're still going to have our live nonstop radar coverage up over on YouTube that will have radar playing and any of the newest information there regarding watches or any new information. And we will break, and if we do have to go live for any life-threatening severe weather, we'll break into that YouTube coverage as well as being live here on Facebook. I see questions asking about Friendship, Arkansas. What are we looking like down there? Or looking at down there. I think you could see some storms later this afternoon. Once again, the main threats: damaging wind gusts, large hail. That remains a possibility. I really think, though, most of really this general area here is our area is going to be probably where we see storms develop. If you're across northern Arkansas, you got to watch these storms up here. But I really don't think you see much up across northern Arkansas. Maybe some of these elevated thunderstorms up here that will carry a large hail threat. But the main threat, or main area for storm development, is going to be across southwest Arkansas this afternoon. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. While we're waiting on those, I do want to say big thanks to all of our sponsors for making this possible. J&S Auto Supply, Bumper to Bumper, and the Grease Gorilla, located in Murfreesboro, Arkansas. Landmark Insurance Agency in the Nashville, Arkansas area. And Palmer's Roofing. Give them a call at that number right there, one of the local roofers in this region. So make sure to give them a call if you're in any need of anything roofing-wise. They're based out of Arkadelphia or Clark County area. And then Patterson's Credit Union as well for all your banking needs there in the Arkadelphia region as well. So really, that's all we have right now to talk about. Just kind of waiting for storms to develop, which they should begin so here later late this morning into the early afternoon hours. And then from there, we could see that very large hail threat, damaging wind threat. Once again, the tornado threat, it's on the low side. We'll watch it closely. Like I said, that doesn't mean that we, you may only see one tornado warned storm in the right conditions, but it's on the low side. But the main threats continue to be large hail and damaging wind gusts. So just stay weather aware, have multiple ways to receive warnings, and be prepared, not scared, as we always say. And know what to do in case a warning is issued. We will be here though for you, tracking any any of those life-threatening severe weather or severe storms and anything of that nature there as well. So I don't think we have any other questions. This is a weird time to go live. It's 10:30, which this will be out here later this afternoon, or this will be posted as a video here on the Facebook page and YouTube page. So feel free to look back through it as we go through the day today. I see asking about the Texarkana area. Texarkana, still think you could see some scattered thunderstorms, some severe storms later this afternoon and the evening. I'd say probably closer to the later half of this afternoon. I'd say you want to stay weather aware pretty much across all of southwest Arkansas after 12 p.m. through probably about 8 p.m. I think, though, as you go, I think that really when I say 8 p.m., it's going to be through 8 p.m. is going to be further south by that time at latest. I think as you go, if you're further north, your threat slowly goes down as we go through the afternoon, and that cluster and line develop, or that those storms develop and form into a cluster and line and move south across the region. So if there's no new questions, I think we're going to end it right there. As always, if you have any questions throughout the event, feel free to shoot us a message or comment on these posts, and we'll be able to answer those to the best of our ability. If we're live, that opportunity for those questions to be answered if they're not in the live stream kind of go down some, because we'll be focused on the live stream. We'll still try to monitor those as well, but that's kind of how we have to do things when it comes to the live coverage. Now, if there is any tornado warnings, we're not going to be able to answer many questions. We like to try to focus just on that tornado warned storm at that time, if there is any. But, like I said, that's on the low side of things. We'll be here, though, right here at your source for all things Southwest Arkansas weather. In case we don't have to go live again, have a good rest of your Tuesday. Stay weather aware, have multiple ways to receive warnings, and thank you guys very much for trusting us with your source for all things Southwest Arkansas weather. Have a good rest of your Tuesday.